Okay, so welcome back to Technic. Instead of doing a single player this episode, we're going to hop onto Tekkit, server that me and my friend play on, and he's going to help explain what pretty much an endgame setup looks like. I'm going to carry on mining for us, and next episode we'll actually carry on doing the single player adventure. So yeah, we're going to discover what an endgame setup looks like with all the industrial craft mods and build craft and everything.
This is the MFS unit. That is the endgame power storage. It's collecting power from the solar panels, so if we want to take a look up there, we should really have an easier way to get up to the roof.
Don't be silly, in this technological world we still use ladders, obviously.
Yeah, right. These are solar panels. During the daytime they will obviously collect solar energy. During the night time, well, they're...
Yeah, they don't.
They're
work.
pretty crap.
Which is why you'd probably... we haven't got wind things.
No, that's one thing you were supposed to do.
Yeah, supposed to, but I get distracted, don't I? So.
Yeah, right, no, stay up here, right. Now, this little, actually, what's the texture of yours since you're using a,
what, the glass fibre cable?
Yeah.
It's like a white with a clear...
Well, anyway.
It's similar to the normal one, so...
Yeah, that's glass fibre cable, which is used, to transport high energy down the, well, over long distances, because it doesn't lose that much compared to, say, copper wire, which is, well, you'll be showing them that in one of your videos.
But it still loses.
Yeah, but I think it's 1 EU over 40 blocks.
Yeah,
or
and
something.
copper wire is like same as redstone, isn't it? Isn't it like 15?
Yeah, it loses it pretty quick. So copper wire, you have to keep everything close together, whereas this you can, well, you can pretty much have it as long as you need. I mean,
and
still
if you've got as many
solar
solar panels as this, the amount of energy you lose gets made up for the amount of solar panels you have. So.
Yeah. I mean, we could still add more, but I mean,
don't really
you could have the whole roof covered. But I mean, we built this quite some time ago.
We did.
Thanks to that MFS unit, we've never dropped below 10 million.
No, we don't really use any of the stuff connected to the MFS unit anymore, really, do we? Though.
No.
Because we've got everything in equivalent exchange.
We always had pretty much full energy.
Yeah, it never went down. What did we use before? We started using box.
That's a bat box.
That holds 6,000, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes bat box. I really should know the others. Bollocks.
This can be
anyway,
out.
there's bat box, something, MFS unit, and obviously, well...
Yeah. But we went straight to MFS unit, didn't we?
Yeah, because, well, we sort of had the resources. I mean, we had nothing left afterwards,
but in the long run it's good, so...
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so there's that there.
That's pretty much powering everything in the house then.
Yeah. So it has to go into this, well... The energy input into the MFS unit can be any of the... Actually, shit, I should probably... Oh god, there's no floor!
I was about to tell you about that, yeah, I finished the floor.
Right. The energy input from solar panels can be in any of the sides of this MFS unit, apart from one.
Which is that, I guess it's that underneath one.
Yeah, the underneath one.
And for this texture pack, it's basically any of the ones that's looks like a star with a plug in it. That's what it looks like on this texture pack.
What, the top one looks like a star with a plug?
All of them do, apart from the bottom one, for a guess. So.
Yeah, the bottom one doesn't. Yeah. The bottom one for me has like a, if you're using the normal texture pack, which is what I'm using, has a...
basically, you look out for the one that isn't like the rest of them, basically. The odd one out, then that's...
Yeah. And the odd one out is where the power comes from to power your machines. You can't just have it go straight to it out of these, because, well, it ain't going to work out of any others. Right, so this thing that you may be able to see, well, for me it's white. I don't know what it's...
Isn't that big black cable there?
No, the one underneath the big black cable.
Okay.
Right, yeah, and that block is a transformer.
Is that a medium voltage transformer, or is that a high?
Yeah, medium voltage transformer. Now, as you see, between the two, the medium voltage transformer and the MFS unit, we have a heavy-duty fibre... No, wait.
Heavy-duty insulated copper cable, isn't it, that one?
That's required to transfer massive energy. You'll see that used later on. And once it goes into the medium voltage transformer, we then have more glass fiber cable, which, let's put it this way, costs quite a bit
Yeah.
to use. And as you'll see, this one going up here, that's to our furnaces, which we not that long ago replaced, really. I
Yeah,
mean,
we've got the highest
got
level
rid
furnaces.
of,
but
yeah, they're called induction
they
furnaces.
can connect
and
to
we'll
any
get
of
to
them.
them.
So.
Yeah, we'll get to them later on. And these two on the left are both extractors.
Which I'll be actually building
Which
soon
one
as
do
well.
you... Right, if you click on the left one, I'll show you what it does. Right, now that is going to extract from rubber wood, and it will make a rubber.
It makes quite, yeah.
Yeah, it makes rubber. Now rubber is used for
A lot of the stuff at the beginning, really, isn't it?
yeah, very very basic stuff. Cable, you need a lot of rubber. You'll be surprised. Loads of the machines require rubber to make because they also require the copper cable to, well, power.
Well, I'm quite lucky really, because on my single player world I've got all, as soon as I've built extractors, I've got all those rubber wood trees around.
The one on the right here is called a compressor. Now this is, well, I mean, I still don't know all of the uses for it because, well,
We've only built these for as and when we needed them, pretty much. Didn't
yeah,
we?
I mean,
But
we
I know
needed
that this is an item, a block that you can use early on for certain things.
I mean, for mixed metal ingots, which are
But I think that's the only thing we've used it for, really, isn't it?
no, and uranium, as I'll show now.
Ah, yeah, that's what makes the uranium bars.
Yeah, uranium bars. Now that is it's fairly late game, I suppose. I mean, I don't know any early game stuff that it requires to be used for.
No, but it
So
is a
there's-
fairly simple block to make, a machine to
yeah,
make.
right. So these are the macerators. You ideally want these very early on.
As early as possible.
Yeah, they're very very useful. Right, I'm going to put in 1 tin ore. You'll see what happens.
Let me just turn my game volume down.
Right. In the principle, as this macerates, once it's finished, it won't generate one ore, one dust. It will generate 2. Now, each dust, when smelted, equals 1 ore, 1 bar. So, obviously, if you put 1 ore in, you get 2 bars, which you really, really want.
So you essentially double your double the amount of bars you get from each
the
ore.
Yeah.
So.
Right. That's them pretty much. Right.
And they've been sent through pipes up very slowly.
What we have it hooked up to, I mean, we could speed them up. I'll talk about them in a bit.
We don't really need to anymore. So.
Yeah, this is called an induction furnace. This is very handy. It will smelt things at an alarmingly fast rate. Now, as you see on the left, there is heat, and that's on a percentage. Ours is at 100%. When it's at 0%, obviously it goes the slowest. When it's at 100%, it's obviously going at its optimum speed. So, on a massive scale, these are very, very handy.
Yeah, and the other cool thing it does, have you got ores on you now?
Yes.
Try it, yeah. The other cool thing it does, if you put them in, it does two different ores at a time, which is two different ores of different types. So you can have, like here with copper and iron, which is
so instead
really
of
handy.
having 4 furnaces, we only need 2.
Yeah, but you can
So we
put
have
2 of
4
the same ore in as
macerators.
well.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, these are redstone engines. These are the cheapest engines you can get, and as you'll see, they're facing to what looks to be a wooden cable. Now, these wooden cables allow for, they basically suck things out.
They
of
basically
machines.
start the transport process, really, don't they?
So what we have here is 2 on each side, which is to try and remove the bars as fast as possible from the induction furnace. Now, that's pretty much all our machines in here covered. These are all, well, yeah, they are late game stuff. The induction
Yeah, we have
furnaces
upgraded the induction
cost
furnaces, like the
more.
end game furnaces, but you can hook the machines up with just normal box standard furnaces as well.
You can do, yeah.
Doesn't
But obviously, you want to try and aim for an electric furnace because obviously then the power you generate from your solar panels can then be used for your furnaces.
Yeah, you can spread it out. And
This here is a pump which is required to collect, well, as you can see, these redstone engines are powering it, and this pipe just above it is full of water. Now, as you can see, we're pumping out this ocean, which is well,
going very low. It was very high at one point.
yeah,
In
and
some areas,
it's messed up as well. The water pathing has decided to go every way you damn well pleases. I mean,
Yeah, if you get stuck in this, have fun getting out.
yeah, I mean the sheep over there having the time of their lives. But there you go. Right, now this pump can be used to, well, pump.
Pump anything liquid, isn't it?
So water, oil, and lava. Now obviously you want oil, which we will. Shit, we don't even have an oil pipeline anymore. Bollocks.
No, but
Anyway.
it works the same way.
Yeah, it works in the same principle. Now, normally you would have these. Actually, this bit of pipe above it is no normal pipe. It has to be a waterproof pipe to allow water to travel through it. Because a normal pipe just won't do it really. Now you can have this pump hooked up with these cobblestone stone waterproof pipes all the way back to your tanks, which we'll show you in a minute. Now those, if you're running a server, I would strongly suggest the teleport pipes because well, the little normal pipes will, your computer has to, I'm not sure about this, has to constantly load in all of the water going along that pipe. Now, if you have a long ass pipe like we did, it really takes it out on the server because that's just one freaking pipe. Right, so if we go into here, which Jason has managed to enclose sort of, you will see there are numerous teleport pipes along here. Now the water one is, you've hidden it.
Ah, yeah, well, hang on, let me just, it's here.
So that is the waterproof teleport pipe on the other end. So if you have both teleport pipes set up on the same frequency, they should be able to teleport things to each other. There is a little bit of text that says can receive. Now that by default is set to false. So that one that we had over there by the pump is set to false because, well, we don't want it receiving any water.
And this one is
Whereas
set
this
to true,
one
for
is set to true, yes.
That's kind of like if anyone's played Forge mode on Halo. When you're building your maps, you set the teleporters up and stuff, and spawns, you can set which ones send and which ones receive and stuff, so it's actually really similar to that, which is quite weird, but yeah.
Right, these are our oil tanks. Again, you'll see that there's a waterproof transport pipe again. Now these we have obviously hooked up to this little red thing here. That is called a refinery. Now you can use oil as a fuel, I think, but obviously it's not that efficient. So you have this thing called a refinery, which, well, refines the oil into this. Right. That is fuel. Fuel is very efficient. I mean, that's what we're using to power our quarry, which we'll get to in a bit. We have lava tanks here, which we just right click with a bucket and it will pick it up, and now you have a bucket of lava.
And we've pumped that lava the same way as we've done with the oil and water, you just...
Except we didn't use teleport pipe,
no.
But you can do if you want.
We have done now. So.
Yeah. Now these, once you get in here, these, if you right click one, it'll show on the left hand side of the two tank like things, one's for the fuel, one's for the water. Now these engines are very volatile. I mean, we've had, I think, 2 accidents with these so far.
Yeah. You can call them accidents. Yeah.
Explosion. Right. Now, as you'll notice, that fuel is, well, it's fairly low, but that'll last for probably another 10 minutes or so, at least. I've actually timed it myself, so, but it's a very long time. So fuel is a very, very good source of energy. Now, obviously, as you'll see, there's a quarry next to it. They're all powering one quarry, which is happily digging a massive hole if you want to. Oh crap! I'm stuck in the pipe.
And the water's used to cool the engine.
Yeah, you always need water pumping to it.
This is the biggest quarry you can. Is it 64 by 64?
I think it's 64
yeah,
by 64.
This thing's been digging now for in-game hours. We're talking well over 12 hours.
Days.
Yeah, well over 24 hours, and it's only about halfway down to bedrock, because it's.
Yeah.
We started off with the tiny little one here, which is what you can see, this bit here.
Yeah. Well, we started.
And we decided to extend it.
However, the quarry itself will not mine through
it doesn't,
lava,
yeah,
which
it gets stuck on lava, doesn't it, pretty much?
It will go around the lava.
So you don't want to miss anything.
Which is why we put a bucket of water in there, so when it reaches lava, it turns into obsidian, which this quarry can handle. It can pick up obsidian. But anyway, these I really wouldn't suggest 64 by 64 unless you have a decent supply of fuel and coolant,
which we
for
have
the engine.
now, luckily.
Yes. Right, so that is the quarry in a nutshell, really. There's not really much more to talk about. What we have hooked up to the quarry is a normal transport pipe that's taking all of the items out. Now, as you'll see here, this little blue, is it blue? Yeah,
it's blue.
It's called a diamond transport pipe. Now, what this does, it allows you to, if you right click it, whatever colour you have coming out of it, say our yellow one, we want cobblestone, dirt and gravel to go down. So we put cobblestone, dirt and gravel in the yellow options. Now everything else, in theory, should go down the red. And if not, and it for some reason goes down the blue, we have a iron transport pipe to say turn the hell back.
Basically, just choose what you want going where. So
yeah,
even more automatic. Basically.
Now you can have more than what we've just had.
So like here, look, the rubies are going to go that way, and the cobblestone will go that way.
Now we'll show you why we want these 3 items to go down here in a little bit. But also you can have not just what we have there, which is 3. You can have as many as you can fit on, really. Now you can do that, which we did do earlier when we first created the quarry, which was for the chests, because obviously you don't want it all going into random chests. You want to, so if you walk up to a chest, you want to know what's in there. So if you want a chest just for copper ore, say, you know that chest will have copper ore, or tin ore, or emeralds of some description, or and so on and so on and so on. So it's very, very handy. Instead of you having to sort through a load of crap in each chest to find what you want, it'll just sort it into the required chest that you've told it to, which is very handy if you're incredibly lazy, which we are.
Yeah. Pretty much anyone who's got this set up, they must be pretty lazy.
Yeah, but the amount we had.
Yeah. And you can also hook up multiple of these diamond transport pipes on the same pipeline, which is what we've got.
Well, what we did have until you vaporized.
Until I destroyed it, yeah. Which. But so,
don't
for example,
all
the non-cobblestone and stuff would come through this one, then down in that room over there, we've got another one which separates all the ores and whatnot. So.
Now, should we show where this ore goes to? I mean, not the ore, the cobblestone, dirt and gravel, or do you want to...
yeah, we'll do that now.
Alright. Because I can talk about the mass fabricator then, and the nuclear reactors and stuff, right? Basically